Hello guys and welcome back to Still Life. We're going to ask Vladana, or this girl, a few questions.
Besides the sketch you gave me, can you describe your attacker with a little more detail?
The top hat was black, and so was his cloak. The mask was silver white. It had motifs on it, but nothing I can describe accurately.
When were you attacked?
About 2 months ago.
Where did it happen?
It happened near the park. I was coming back from Mark's studio, and
Who's Mark?
Take your time.
it was very foggy that evening. I heard someone walking in front of me. I could hear his footsteps getting closer and closer. I stopped when I suddenly saw a silhouette appear behind the fog. A man in a top hat wearing a dark cloak was standing in front of me. I froze. I couldn't move. I was absolutely terrified.
What happened next?
He approached slowly. I noticed that he was wearing a mask when he walked out of the fog. He looked like death itself. I hadn't noticed how close he had come to me. He took a swift swing at me. As he did, I let out a scream. At first I thought he had missed me, but then I noticed the metallic taste in my mouth. I put my hand to my face and looked at it. It was full of blood. Then I felt a cold sensation in my chest, followed by a sharp pain. Then another. Then another. I screamed what seemed to be my last breath. I fainted after that. I woke up in here. He'd stabbed me over and over. It's a miracle I'm still alive.
Yeah, why are you alive actually? You must have been scared off by someone or
How
something.
did you end up here in this joint?
Roman found me. He was the one who scared off the killer. He
Yeah.
heard me screaming, so he ran in the direction of the commotion. I don't know much about that. You should ask him.
You mentioned earlier that you left Mark's place the night you were attacked. Who's Mark?
Mark is a local artist. Most of the girls know him. I think he's painted all of us at least once.
Was Mark acting strange that night, or was it business as usual?
Everything was fine until Inspector Skalnic showed up.
Inspector Skalnic talked to Mark. What did they talk about?
I didn't really pay attention to what they were saying, but they were arguing about something. When Skalnic left, Mark told me to get dressed and leave. He told me he wasn't feeling well enough to continue.
Was he angry?
He was, but he made a good effort not to show it. So I left quietly without saying a word besides good night.
In general, Mark was always nice.
Yes, always cordial, very polite and well behaved. He would give us double what we charge a client for the time we spent posing. It was a lot better work, let me tell you. I only posed for him once, and I wish I could do it again.
Where can I find Mark?
His studio is in front of the canal near the old wall.
Well, thanks for answering my pesky questions.
You're welcome.
Take care of yourself, Vladana.
And you be careful too.
Thanks, I will.
Great, so can we please go out now? Is the doggy gone? Now they're all standing in the same position they were previously. Is that just me who thinks that's awkward, or like, I don't know. Seems to be weird.
Is that Big Bertha?
Bertha? Am I supposed to know that?
Hi, Peter.
Hi! Seems you got away from raw meat.
Yeah.
Do you scare your new friends like that all the time?
I'm sorry for what happened. The chain doesn't usually break.
Doesn't
It
usually.
was funny to see your face, though. I always do the same gag to the new guys.
What do you do for Otakar besides roughing people up?
I hurt people that Autocar doesn't like I did to you.
Yes, well, that's what I meant. Besides hurting people, what do you do for them?
No besides, I just hurt them. You're not very quick.
Says the person.
But you make me laugh.
Okay, I guess that's my cue, Peter. I'll leave you to your hurting people. But I think you should cut down on the raw meat gag. I need a new pair of shorts.
Oh, that reminds me. I have to fix the chain.
Yeah, so it doesn't happen again. Wouldn't it be really lovely if you know, yeah. Alright, let's, I guess we're going to Mark's studio, I guess. Not entirely sure. I would have liked to question Roman, but since he's not here, so... Okay, let's go there then. The blinking dot. Mark's place. Okay. Like, here you think that he's the killer. Like, admitted, you must have thought that idea that, oh, he's having flashbacks from when he murdered them. But in reality, it's nothing as extravagant as that. It would have been amazing if that was the case, but it's not. I think. I can't remember, but I don't think that's how it...
Hello?
how it ends up.
Hello?
Yes?
Oh, you
Sorry
look...
about this. I knocked and the door opened, so I came in.
That's quite all right. And you are...
I'm Gus McPherson. I'm a private detective hired to help out with the local murders.
Really? A genuine private dick, and I can tell by your accent you're American, too. This adds so much to the authenticity of the stereotype.
Yeah.
The name is Mark Ackerman. Pleased to meet you.
Likewise. Are you British?
No, I'm a Yak, just like you are. The accent is due to living in England throughout most of my childhood. You see, Daddy is an ambassador. I sort of picked it up along the way. I hardly notice it anymore.
Mark? Qui est-ce?
Stay in your position, Apollina, please.
Do you have time for a few questions?
For just a few, yes, of course. It's sort of exciting, this private detective stuff.
This was a while back, but do you remember when Inspector Skalnic came here to talk to you? Actually, according to rumor, you had an argument with him. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And do you mind telling me what it was about?
Not at all. He accused me of being, as you put it so eloquently earlier, the local problem.
I'm sorry, but I have to ask this. Did you ever employ these women other than for modeling?
I was always professional, Mr. McPherson. I never touched those women.
Again, I apologize, but I have to ask these types of questions.
It's quite all right, I understand.
I'm surprised you do.
He accused you of being the killer.
Yes, can you believe the gall? I mean, really, me, a killer? It's totally preposterous.
Well, your daddy is an ambassador, so you would actually not be... I mean, doesn't they go under like a certain law that even if they commit a crime, they're not really responsible for the crime?
Did he elaborate on
something?
his theory?
I don't know.
Not really. He only confronted me. He didn't present any proof or real evidence to support his allegations. I'm afraid you'll have to ask him about his little hypothesis.
Mark, j'en ai marre!
Well, I believe that's my cue.
Yes, indeed. I must get back to work before... well, before...
Yes, I know. Thanks for answering my questions. Can I come back later, maybe when you're less busy?
Certainly. As I mentioned before, your best bet is to talk to Inspector Skalnic.
Oh, well.
Well, again, my thanks.
You're quite welcome. And good luck.
Right, so let's go and talk to Professor Skalnic, Inspector Skalnic, I meant. Where would I find Inspector Skalnic, I wonder? I have no idea. I guess the police station is the best bet. If I'm gonna talk to Skalnic, I mean.
Hey, friend.
Mr. McPherson, what can I do for you?
I'd like to talk to your boss. Is he in now?
As a matter of fact, he is. Are you gonna pester him with annoying questions?
Yep.
How'd you know?
A wild guess. Go right in, my friend. It's up the stairs at the end of the hall to your right.
Thanks.
Great. Excuse me while I'll slither in. Oh, stuff I cannot click at. Oh, share. That's okay.
This chair design will never catch on.
That you say. I can't remember if it actually did catch on or not. Yeah, Gus, that's good. Running towards a wall. It's real good.
That looks nothing like him.
Nothing like who? Oh, is this a prison? There's a rat there. Right, I guess we're not going there. It's the weirdest shit ever. Let's go up. Detective Skalnic.
Inspector Skalnic?
If
Hello.
it isn't the knight in shining armor.
No.
You son of a...
What do you want, McPherson? I was on my way out.
I'd like to ask you about Mark, the local artist.
What about him?
Well, I thought I remember you saying that you had no suspects related to these crimes. And this charming gentleman says otherwise.
What did he say exactly?
This charming gentleman.
He said that you accused him of the crimes. May I ask why?
Yes, I considered him a suspect. Wouldn't you?
It doesn't matter what I think.
That's all the time I have for you.
Fine. Can you at least lend me the files on the other victims?
No, McPherson.
Why not? I just want to consult them. Hey, I thought we were working to...
No, we are not. I work for the mayor, not the whores.
Well, now, it seems we work for the same kind of people, except my clients have character and honesty.
Oh,
This
snap.
concludes our conversation. I have business elsewhere.
Snap. And now we're gonna break and entering. In case you didn't want, in case you were wondering, we're gonna break and entering. Is it a breaking and entering if we're if it's open? I mean, is it really a breaking and entering? Guess I got a rope. Well, that doesn't really help. Okay, yeah, okay, I know. We'll take a brick, or like there's a log, and then we'll combine that. And then we can use that to get up, I think.
I have to manage a
Yeah,
way
yeah.
up.
Calm down, Gus. Do it like this. And then you hit yourself in the forehead and you die. Wouldn't that have been awkward? Thank you for that. And let's check the drawers. We might as well take our time to explore, really. I don't think there's anything of value here except the keys. It's stuck in the wood.
I think everyone has at least a couple of these.
Probably. A ring. A photo. Several photos of their dead bodies. Oh shit. Thing fast. Get out! Quick, get out. That was close. Shall we get in and talk to our best buddy?
Thanks. I got what I needed to continue.
Anything else I can do for you?
No,
Stay
not
awesome.
right now anyway.
Stay awesome, that's all you can do. This episode's gonna be a little bit longer, I think. Potentially. So new areas open up, so let's go there. To the bridge. Yeah, actually, I'm thinking I'm gonna end it now. So I'll see you in the next episode of There It Is to Make. Bye for now.